Hey, Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No.
Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
What are you doing in my swamp? Welcome back. So I am here with Jeff, Corey, and myself, Laura, for another podcast of Real Life Opinions.
You're here with yourself, are you?
Yes, I'm here with
Okay.
myself.
Is this like a split personality type deal? Like, there's four of us here.
We're watching Shrek, so, you know...
Don't upset Patricia.
I mean...
You puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again.
I mean, one character has two personalities, so it works.
Are you secretly an ogre in the middle of the night?
Nope, that's me in the morning before coffee.
Oh, but
He doesn't have personalities, he has layers.
Oh, that was another clip I was like that we should use.
What about a cake? Cake has layers? No!
I'm like an onion.
I'm not as sweet, but I don't stink like an onion, so no.
I suppose, before we go any further, if you haven't clued in by now, we're doing Shrek this week.
She said that.
I
Did you?
that. I
She said
I
did.
missed that. Okay, never mind.
She's
got this.
winning today.
Yay.
Laura's winning. Or is Patricia
Yay,
winning?
Me.
Yeah.
Which one of you are we talking to right
Yeah.
now?
The good one. I have coffee.
Okay, good. See, that's why I gave her the coffee cup. You're
Yeah,
like,
see,
who has coffee at 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday?
Me.
yeah, no kidding.
And Corey fails at this. He never gives me coffee.
Is this our first kids movie?
No. Well,
Is Monster Squad is kids movie?
I mean, Goonies.
Monster
Kinda
Yeah,
like
I
kids
guess.
movie.
I guess. You know,
depends on your definition of kids movie.
Because, I mean, really, the amount of innuendo in this movie makes this just as much an adult movie as it does a kid's movie.
there's a lot of innuendo.
And I love every second of it.
I mean, you could classify it as a kids movie because it's animated, but there's a lot of non-kid friendly
I
animated
mean,
movies
I was going to say, in all fairness, I've seen some animated movies that
that are not kid friendly.
I probably shouldn't get any further than that.
You know, like Sausage Party.
Oh, God.
God.
that is not a kids movie.
No.
That is literally food porn.
Literally, yes.
So, but before we get too far off topic, did you guys know the origin behind Shrek being made? I think it was Katzenberg. Used to be like the head animator at Disney, and he hated Michael Eisner at Disney. This whole movie, and rewatch this movie with this in mind, this whole movie is a giant F you to Disney. That's why it makes fun of all the fairy tale stuff. That's why it makes fun of Disneyland, like when they're at
The front
what's
of
the name of the castle now?
Duloc?
Duloc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they
So
they
that-
make fun of the princess trope in this
Yeah, the
movie.
Snow White thing.
Yeah.
So that's why the evil sheriff, whatever he is called Farquaad.
Yes, Farquaad. Not what you think it is.
Right?
Yeah, the urban legend is that that's Michael Eisner.
Mm.
But the short thing, like ironically,
Yeah, Mike Eisner's a tall dude.
yeah, and Katzenberg's actually short. But like, it was the rumor is that he was. It's
Facebook.
this was before Facebook was made.
I know, and that logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
So he's so short because Michael Eisner likes to build himself up, and that was the funny gag about it. Like, oh, he thinks he's more important, so we're going to make him short. And then everything he does, he has to build himself up. And that's why there's so many jokes about that, because he's compensating.
Excellent.
Which they bring up.
Yeah.
Ironically, in this movie.
You kill me with dead space here. Come on, guys, talk. I guess talk for like 5 minutes.
You only talked for 2.
3.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally checked out the entire time.
Yeah.
Right.
We need that clip. Okay. Now, I was listening to everything you said, but just in case, I just
Just-
repeat everything all over again because I wasn't listening.
That's me in a nutshell, really. I'm tired tonight too, so that doesn't help. So
You do look a little tired tonight.
yeah,
And Laura's all gibbled up.
yeah.
Past injury. This is
Guess we know what hand she uses.
Corey!
We're doing a family movie.
Oh, I guess.
If there
Yes, kids. I meant the which hand she shakes with. Wait, that doesn't sound much better.
No, it does
Ha.
not.
Moving on. Hey, look, Shrek.
Black screen.
I'm not a big fan of celebrities in cartoon movies, but they cast this one perfectly, didn't they?
They did. And I absolutely love Eddie Murphy as Donkey.
He's freaking hilarious. Like the one-liners.
Right? And okay, Cameron Diaz is the princess.
I mean, she's probably the bottom of the pole in terms of for me, but
Most likely, but even I'm not a Mike Myers fan. Never have been.
I can't picture this movie without Mike Myers.
No, Donkey or between Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy, the chemistry between the two, even not acting in person, is perfect.
Well, and even John Lithgow as Farquhar was like,
which is
such good casting.
funny too because John Lithgow is also a very tall guy.
Yes,
so
he's like
6'4".
super tall.
So
Do you know this was supposed to be Chris Farley
As
Yes.
Farquaad or as
Shrek.
as
As
Shrek?
Shrek?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and then he died, and
Just like John Belushi was supposed to be in Ghostbusters.
well, that was supposed to be like a completely different movie because
Yeah.
like it was supposed to be John Belushi,
Still
Eddie
Dan
Murphy,
Aykroyd, though.
and Dan Aykroyd. It was supposed to be the three of them, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it was like Belushi's, or not Belushi's, Aykroyd's love child, that movie, right? So,
yeah,
wait,
But-
I think Bill Murray makes that movie,
But
and like, could you imagine it without Egon?
yeah.
and especially considering when it came to the second two, Dan Aykroyd and the guy that played Egon wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially like, did you ever play the video game?
Like the one on the Sega Genesis?
No, the one that came out. I think it originally was 360. It only came out.
I played the one on the Sega
Yeah.
Genesis.
So no, Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis wrote the video game, and it was basically the idea he first had, but could not put onto a screen because it was too fantastical. They made into this video game, and they got all the voice actors back for it. It was great.
Well, it was basically Ghostbusters 3, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was so good.
Sadly, if I went through all of my kids' video games, I have that one.
Oh, do you?
It's a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, so do I. So it's a good game.
Is it a good game or is it a good plot? Because like it's what's that when they did the it's not a zombie show but it's like a zombie that's like the fungus took over. Last of Us.
Oh, I was like Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, Plants vs Zombies is an amazing show. No,
Yeah.
The Last of Us. I always heard like, oh yeah, like the game's great, but like the story is what made that right.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Games are almost the new medium, eh?
Yeah, except for
They-
there's, coincidentally, speaking of last week, there's a brand new Terminator game that just came out for the PS5.
Okay, but we already discussed this. That one needs to be terminated.
Yeah, but people are saying like it's good for nostalgia, but otherwise it's a weak game. So
Is it basically a rehash of T2?
no, it's a different story. I don't know the full story. I keep reading about it because I'm on this T2 fan club page. So
So I always question cartoons. It's just my thing. Ogres obviously have much bigger heads than humans. How the hell did he find a helmet that fits him? And other parts of armor?
It's a pretty tight fit. Like, you can only get the shoulder pieces on and, like, that
But he
helmet.
got the helmet on!
Yeah, but he doesn't, like, it's obviously an ill-fitting helmet.
But it's still on, and the human
Well,
head
this
is
is true.
like
I
half
mean-
the size of his.
I work with a guy with an abnormally large head, and we legitimately have hard times finding hard hats for him. We had to,
hardly.
we like had to special order a hard hat for him and it was still on like the full size. So maybe like Connor and Shrek, like maybe Connor was the guard there. With the
Maybe.
abnormally
then
large
he was
head.
a pretty crappy guard because the dragon ate him.
Yeah, young Connor probably wouldn't have been a great guard.
Okay, can we not talk about the fact that the donkey and the dragon Yeah. make donkey dragon babies? I mean, that's not to the second one, but still, is anyone else uncomfortable with this?
You're a lady dragon, eh? Like, Eddie Murphy's a smooth talker. What are you gonna do? Like,
okay, but there's plenty of questions of how that would even work.
like, yeah.
There's so many things I could say, but you're right. It's a kids podcast.
It's like, you know, he would, if he's on top, like, I grew up on a farm, and there's some like, you ever heard like, we're going into R rating here, okay? Just to forewarn you two.
Sure, I get in trouble for it. He goes right off. So.
Have you guys ever seen a legit horse's cock? Like,
yes, and they scare the shit out of me.
I'm sure, like a donkey's like the same idea, right? Like whoa, how does that thing have something that big? That's how he does the dragon.
Well, that or they did, you know what Corey's motioning was there. It's just like
like, as long as
kind of like sticking your arm up a cow, like, you know.
Yeah. Maybe donkey's getting like right in there. Right in there.
He's gonna have to.
You out there in podcast where you can't see Corey's face, but clearly this has gone down a dark road that we should not have gone.
So Corey, am I just supposed to bring coffee with me from now on?
Maybe. Unlocks the mystery.
Right?
I've always loved this movie because it throws everything on its head that you expect. Like, you know, who, like a donkey having sex with a dragon, right? Or like the princes or the hero's supposed to be valiant, and like, is Shrek valiant?
Not at all.
No, like, he's got a little bit of nobility to him because like he sticks to his word. But he's doing everything for his own personal reasons, and he didn't really learn a lesson at the end of this. Like, he didn't invite everybody back into his swamp. The only thing that changed is that, like, you got a girlfriend at the end of it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's still the same Shrek.
Which he stole from another guy.
I mean...
Well...
Okay, it's technically like an arranged marriage, and he still stole her from another guy after she had a secret.
But what did she... She never belonged to him.
Watch every fairy tale cartoon out there. The princess does not belong to herself.
Yeah, like...
I can't have it women don't have any rights.
Did you just say you can't admit that?
I can't help that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Like, there's some lines you shouldn't cross.
And
Corey,
here,
like.
you know, the issue is 99% of all fairy tale movies are made by a male.
Yeah.
So.
The hell was wrong with Hans Christian Andersen anyway?
That dude was messed.
Right?
Like, yeah, the gingerbread house, and eating children in there. Like, oh yeah, come to my sweet little cookie house, children.
And then Brothers Grimm were, like, even worse.
But you know, in all fairness to them too, it's not their fault that Disney took all of their stories and made them all fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
Okay, but still, in the
Although,
original
who
Cinderella,
doesn't want to see? Yeah, like
in the original Cinderella, the stepsisters cut off portions of their feet to get them into the glass slipper.
Wow.
True story.
Like, I want to see that director's cut where, like, I'm sawing off the foot, like, you know, like a Saw-style Cinderella.
I would totally watch that.
You're sick and morbid, Laura.
I know.
So prematurely, we are going to be doing a horror month for October because it's October. And so for our themed week of week 2 there, we're going to be counting down our top. Did we agree on 20 or was it 10?
10.
I think 10's going to be
Okay.
more palpable.
Okay. So
I know you have a 20 list.
I do have a 20 list, but I can
on the Instagram. But,
yeah. But either way, you'll see I actually throw in Disney villains because they did make some of them pretty damn dark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like it's hard to argue that like Cruella de Vil is not one of the greatest villains of all time. Like,
she skins puppies.
Yeah,
That's not evil. That's sadistic.
Well, spoiler alert: the evil queen from Snow White is my number 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
this
she's
is a
kind of vile, so...
This is a spoiler from a list you made 15 years ago.
Yeah, but
So
I
is
mean,
it-
for the podcast, it'll be
Oh.
mentioned, and
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay.
So you're spoiling yourself.
Yes,
Oh. Good to know.
Now when 3 comes up, I'm going to be like,
we already know what this is. Move on.
Right?
But
We'll just give you the poisoned apple and we'll be good. How about that?
Moving on.
After watching this, Lord Farquaad might end up on my list just because.
But you know what? He's not... Okay, he is evil, but he's so short that it can't... He's like a football. Just kick him. You're
Wait,
good.
is this
Napoleon
this
complex.
is a short joke thing, huh? You making a short joke, Laura?
I
Huh?
did.
Huh? What do you got against short people, Laura?
You're too tall to be a football. So it's all good.
That was very big of you to make that comment, though.
Right.
Glad you're not looking down on me.
Only when we're standing up.
Poor Joe.
So, back to the movie, eh?
Hey, you know what I love is how she's expecting the prince to give her a kiss to wake her up. And so she lies there and she slightly puckers her lips. And he walks up to her.
And
And,
he
it's beautiful. And he shakes the shit out of her.
Oh, well, it's not supposed to be a conventional fairy tale, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point. I stand behind that this is the best romantic comedy of all time because of stuff like that. This movie's hilarious and it flips everything on its head. Like, all your expectations, like, the ending was, spoilers, she's a hideous ogre at night. Right. I'm going to assume everybody's seen this movie.
I would
really
hope so.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, spoilers. Fiona's a hideous ogre at night. And instead of like the traditional, oh, the curse is lifted and I'm beautiful, she's still a horrible ogre, but now she's just a horrible ogre all the time.
right?
Love it.
But she's beautiful as a horrible ogre.
She's a good looking ogre.
So premises of this movie is it's not what's on the outside.
They actually do. In all this sarcasm and all the tongue-in-cheek and all the everything, they do walk away with an actual good message.
Yeah, if you're trapped in a dragon's cave, don't marry a short guy. You marry the ugly fat ogre.
But it means that you don't have to be beautiful on the outside. It's what's on the inside that counts.
That's how I got married.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Oh.
That goes for all three of us. Come
Okay.
on, like it's all about what's on the inside.
You need to elaborate on that a little bit, otherwise, well, you're dead when you get home either way. If Lisa's
Oh, yeah,
listening.
One of us is the horrible ogre. Which one?
Loyal listener Lisa.
I mean, I'm the one who's got the big ears and the round tummies, so I think I would be the ogre. So,
Yeah, but she stayed ugly too, so
oh,
that's the insinuation.
Well, I mean,
like, oh
it's
yeah,
not her fault.
you were beautiful before you got with me, and then you got to stay as this ugly ogre. That's what you're
I can
insinuating.
see the problem here, Lisa. I'm sorry. You're a beautiful ogre.
No, this is not helping.
It's not helping at
Abort.
all.
Abort.
Suddenly, I'm really happy we're not at your house.
I'm glad she's like 3 episodes behind.
Yeah.
I have some time to start packing.
Meanwhile, she
Oh, you just did the last Terminator one, eh? Okay, and you start packing your bags. Like, what are you doing? I'm like,
You'll
see.
understand next week.
I finally convinced her to get Spotify today, so like premium. So
Oh,
Yeah, so-
I'm still mad that Spotify canceled my premium account.
Oh, you had like the 3 months free?
Mm-hmm.
I find so I have premium right now. Are we allowed to talk about Spotify while we're on a Spotify podcast?
are we insulting Spotify right now?
I guess not. I guess, but we're not.
Spotify, we love you.
I've got the premium because I wanted it for my birthday so that I could download a playlist, and I don't need it on my iPad, but I need it on my work phone where I'm not allowed to have paid for. Because like on your phone, it's rubbish. On the iPad, non-paid Spotify is amazing. Like it's just as good as, well, not quite as good as
They
premium.
actually do better sound quality on premium too, though. They actually say that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of rubbish.
Gotta
Like, why
make you
would
pay.
like, yeah, here's your favorite song. Sound quality is gonna be shit though, kid.
Give me your money and we'll make it better.
Yeah.
Did anybody actually pay attention to when they were in Farquaad's bedroom there that the bear rug was actually Mama Bear from the Three Bears?
Which continuity error? You guys probably haven't seen the new Puss in Boots movie,
Nope.
but Goldilocks and the Three Bears are like some of the antagonists. Hot take. That movie was amazing. Way better than it had any business being. A spin-off of the Shrek movies and the sequel of a spin-off of the Shrek movies. No business being good. Like 10 years later after the original was made, but was amazing. So this movie was clearly made in the 2000s with all the Matrix,
Yeah.
or like in 2000 or 2001 with all the Matrix references.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Because
much
Matrix
so.
was 99, yeah. So.
Yeah. I feel like every movie from like 2001 to 2002 was like Matrix references.
Even now with some of them, there's, well, after the newest Matrix, which really sucked.
That movie was wretched. I do appreciate how they called out that they basically only made it for the money.
Right?
Like right in the movie. Like that took balls to be like, yeah, Warner Brothers has this property and they're going to make it with or without you. So you are going to have to make this.
Yep.
Like, wow.
It's funny because they had John Wick Keanu Reeves, I'll call it, because he had the long hair and the beard. And I was like, well, he didn't have a beard in the other ones. Why didn't you just shave it off? Then I remembered the Bill and Ted third movie where Keanu Reeves came back and was completely shaven.
Yeah.
He looks horrible, completely shaven. So
Now that he's older, yeah.
yeah, well now he's older. Yeah, like when he was younger, he was whatever. But yeah, so
yeah, for whatever reason, that Bill and Ted movie, like, and Alex Winters kind of like didn't age.
no, he's always had those dark sunken eyes, but otherwise.
Hey, they just weren't the right age to still be playing Bill and Ted. I like that movie. Well,
It
enough.
was-
But
It
that
was a good
movie
movie,
wasn't
actually.
so much about them anymore as
Well, yeah, it was
their
about their
kids.
daughters, right?
Yeah.
Which
And
is
that
kind of weird.
one last song.
Yeah.
See, and how Shrek's having to carry Donkey right okay, and he doesn't even question the fact that she pushed over a tree.
No, he did.
He
that.
did. He jumped
Did
up the
he?
tree, and then see
Poor
when he got.
donkey!
Poor donkey. Oh. I love the romantic scene. Like, she's just going to make him a cotton candy thing out of spider webs and
Flies.
flies. Like, that's so romantic.
Oh,
And he doesn't. Okay, but still, there's.
oh
things that
yeah,
they're not
the frog
questioning.
balloons that are helium inflated. Apparently,
Yeah, that's not how helium works. First of all, that's not how animals work. Oh.
what a cute, weird ass couple.
Yeah, they're like the most adorable movie couple of all time. That's what we'll have to do in February. Movie couple of all time.
Movie couples, yeah.
Or will that be too tough for you?
I mean, it's definitely not my wheelhouse, but then
That-
again, horror's not
But
yours.
you know
so-
what? Dave would probably rock at this. I'm not gonna lie. It would not be my wheelhouse at all. I mean,
What's the best innuendo joke in this whole movie, guys? There's so freaking many of them.
There's a lot.
Like,
You think he's compensating for something?
I think the little miniatures where they're like, you think they're gonna say wipe your ass, and then they're gonna say wipe your face.
That one is by far one of my favorites. It's definitely one of my favorites. She doesn't sit like a princess either.
No, well, she's been unsocialized. She's been stuck on a tower for how many years, right?
That was a pretty clean room for being stuck in there.
No, this is true.
Well, I mean, she is a woman, so she knows how to clean.
Wow. Wow.
I can tell you for a fact that there's a lot of women who do not know how to clean.
You
Obviously, you've been to my house.
Lisa, I'm
You should get-
sorry.
We're gonna have to delete this episode for your own safety, Corey.
Okay, Lisa's like, I want to watch the new episode. Oh my god, I accidentally pushed delete. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what happened.
Meanwhile, next episode, Corey's in the hospital and Lisa's
Yeah.
joining
Yeah.
us.
So Corey can't be here. His lips are swollen shut and his eyes are swollen shut, so he's not much use to us right now. What's called? So I'm pretty excited for the potential future of more guests coming in. If we can get Dave in, Dave is another movie guru.
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not home, man.
Now I
Anyway,
want to watch Cheech and Chong.
anyway,
He
he wants to join in for the horror movies in October, so that's exciting. I have another friend that I'm pretty excited if he comes in. He comes from a big theater and background and he's a big movie guy. I think this could start taking off, especially if we start getting their crowds involved. So yeah. And if not, we're having fun.
Yeah. So, favorite innuendo joke in Shrek?
I think it was the one I said. Like,
Oh, yeah, Laura didn't say.
yeah.
Just the little miniatures. But you know what?
Sorry,
Shrek
that
making
was
the obvious as well and calling Donkey a jackass is pretty good.
Yeah. I have to go save my ass.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's too many to count, right?
That gets so quotable.
Yeah. So really, is this a kids movie?
I mean,
Remember
Like,
how we want to
it's-
do that segment called "What's the Genre"?
Oh, in my opinion, this is a rom-com.
I have
That's not a kids movie. It's a rom-com.
I have to agree that it's a rom-com.
Mm-hmm. Which, like, some movies, like, you can have a rom-com kids show, I guess.
Well, yeah, Princess
Sleeping
movies.
Beauty.
Yeah,
Cinderella.
Cinderella's not a rom-com. Cinderella's not funny in the least.
Cinderella,
Cinderella
night and
was-
day, it's Cinderella.
Do the dishes.
That-
Do the muffins.
Does a movie with comic relief make it a comedy? Like, does that make Terminator 2 a comedy? Because they have, like, funny
See,
moments
that's
in
where
it.
it falls into the action comedy genre.
But would you?
T2's
would you
not
put-
an action
yeah,
comedy,
would you
though.
put it as an action comedy?
Would I? No. But look at all the stupid people in Hollywood.
That is what sells, is the action comedy.
And I mean, it's funny when you've got. I mean, we kind of start talking about them all the time, but you got the Zack Snyder verse. That everyone's like, oh, it's so good because it's dark and all that stuff, and yet they're like, oh, James Gunn's gonna ruin it. Meanwhile, he made Guardians of the Galaxy, which is an action comedy, is fantastically written, sprinkled in with absolutely clever jokes, and made so much more money. Yeah, you're right. Gunn's the bad guy here.
Yeah.
Right?
Guns is just like, let's make a Booster Gold movie. You know what? I don't care, like, what anybody says. I want to see a Booster Gold movie. I'm probably in the minority that movie's probably going to make, like, no money. But damn, I want to see a Booster Gold movie. And he's introducing Guy Gardner.
Yeah,
Like,
and Nathan
I
Fillion
can't-
played it no less.
If they did, like, a Justice League International lineup, that would be amazing. With Guy Gardner, Blue Beetle, like, not the Blue Beetle that they had, but, like, because they've introduced Ted Kord. Ted Kord's mentioned in Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
And they got Booster Gold. Like, it could be so good.
With the rumors that that's still going to be Chris Pratt. So
As
Booster
Blue
Gold?
Beetle?
yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. I think Chris Pratt do an amazing Booster Gold. The only problem with him doing a Booster Gold is that it's too similar to Star-Lord. That's the only problem.
Yeah, and that's probably why people are thinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and admittedly, I haven't been to a theater to watch a movie in years. Didn't have to.
Yeah, you were kind of lucky that way.
Oh, I was spoiled rotten.
Yeah,
There's certain movies I will go to a theater for, but not many.
And
It's too expensive now.
Yeah.
Well, and partially, there's nothing that I really want to see.
No, my boss for my birthday got me movie tickets to the theater, and I still haven't used them yet because there's nothing I want to see. I'm gonna go to what's it called, The Exorcist, and I'm probably gonna go to see Five Nights at Freddy's.
See, now those two I actually want to see.
I think I might go see Marvels because that actually does look good, and I need some recovery from Captain Marvel because
Oh God,
Captain Marvel could have been an amazing movie.
That movie does not exist.
I enjoyed Miss Marvel.
I like the character Miss Marvel. I didn't like the show, but the actress did a really good job on that character.
So I do want to see that movie. That said, I am waiting for Disney Plus for that movie. So
yeah,
I would be happy to see it if Rogue shows up and sucks all the power out of her.
Right?
But
But it sounds like that's not going to be till Phase 7.
Oh, I have to wait so long. I'll be dead by then.
They made a fan. It had to have been a fan cast, and they're talking about Phase 7, and it's like movies going into like 2030. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. So Farquaad on the horse,
and he's got the fake legs.
Yeah, the fake legs that make himself look taller and longer. Oh my God.
John Lithgow is underrated as one of the best actors of all time, in my opinion. So,
it doesn't matter if it's comedy or because he was lovely in Third Rock from the Sun, right?
Absolutely.
And he was amazing in Dexter. As a Trinity Killer.
Oh my God, he was so good in Dexter. And then Cliffhanger, he was the villain too. With Stallone there. Raising Cain was incredible.
I thought when you said Cliffhanger.
No,
I thought you were talking the movie Cliffhanger.
So I have to point out again, because again, I question cartoons a lot. With the size of his legs compared to the size of his head and the body armor, there's no way he'd be able to stand.
Okay, you can't comment on what's the word?
Human anatomy in a cartoon?
Yeah.
I can so.
Like look at Disney princesses. Remember when Aladdin lifted up Jasmine by the waist? Both his hands wrapped around her waist and his fingers twisted.
Yeah, there's
Oh no, I commented on that too.
It's a movie with a talking donkey.
Proportions.
It's a movie with a talking donkey.
Yeah, but at
ogre.
least the proportions on the talking donkey look almost right.
Look how skinny Shrek's legs are. He's going to break under the weight with those skinny legs.
That's what she basically just
donkey.
I thought you were talking about Farquaad.
Well, Farquaad, he would just collapse in on himself, but I was
I legitimately thought you were talking Farquaad, not Shrek. Yes, I agree with you with Shrek, but it's
right.
He's an ogre.
But
I mean, I've got small legs.
You haven't collapsed under your own weight.
No.
Yeah, very ogre-like.
Yeah.
Just gotta push the little doll down into the cake.
The other question, he's never seen her minus in the mirror. How the hell did he know what size she was?
I think they were just generic figures.
I think
the wedding dress and everything.
Oh,
I feel like they probably had seamstresses in the there, but they're doing this all in one day, aren't they? It's a very shotgun wedding, eh?
Yeah, but when they're going into the bedroom scene when he's creepily watching her over and over again, you actually see the wedding dress and the royal robes sitting there. So how does he know what size she is?
He's been preparing for this
Well,
for
they
a
had
while.
pictures in the book. Maybe he guessed off.
Yeah,
Pictures
have
in
you
the
ever been able to size a person off a picture?
No.
Especially when in a book.
Listen, there's a talking donkey in the movie.
Okay, but the talking donkey makes more sense than anything else.
I love the scene when all the fairy tale creatures are invading the swamp.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, why is there a dead chick on the table? Right?
He huffed and he puffed and he signed an eviction notice.
The big bad wolf and the bad what?
Yeah.
Them fighting over the swamp.
And you think with all that witch firepower they had, like all the magic creatures, they should have been able to take him. Like they all fight against the castle in the second one.
Just
right?
need a freaking endgame moment with this movie.
Yeah.
But the witches are all defeated when they break their brooms. Which they have when they invade
right
the
at the
swamp.
beginning there, yeah.
But then they have again when they invade the swamp.
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't make any sense. How heartless do you think that old lady was in the beginning? Selling donkey?
She just needed money.
Yeah, like
He raised taxes.
right?
Yeah. A donkey's worth 10 shillings if you can prove it. It's like,
I feel sorry for Donkey. He was worth more than that.
Was he though?
Yes!
you gotta imagine Eddie Murphy's salary was quite a bit. Yes, much more than 10 shillings.
Yeah, it was at least 11. The wedding. God, this sounds fire sped up.
My question, okay, when did Donkey go back for Dragon?
They just showed it. Me and Amy were watching this, and she's just like, well, that doesn't make any sense why the dragons. They're like, no, they showed Donkey and the dragon meeting up. They literally showed that.
I never paid attention to that, honestly.
I don't know.
I saw it.
Yeah. How does everybody miss that scene? Maybe this is like an extended cut, but no. No, I watched like a different version than this before and this version. So like it's not even an extended cut.
Love the signs.
Yeah. Crowd
Reserved silence.
Oh, because of course Farquaad's going to have that, right? Like he's got to have total control. Oh, but I love this scene where he's throwing Donkey up. Oh, you can only go when they say if someone has any objection. That's when you walk in, and they spend all this time like waiting to get to that point. They're like, they already said it.
Got you.
I know it's been said before. It's still funny how much the Farquaad sign looks like Facebook, though.
It's how did that happen? Like that just seems.
Maybe they were in league with Zach Eisenberg at that time? I don't know.
No, I think
Mark
Zuckerberg was.
That's it.
Zuckerberg would have been working for Napster at this time, I think.
Yeah, this movie would have been like...
No, he was still in college.
But that's when he created the idea.
Yeah.
So he was stoned watching Shrek, and he's just like,
Okay.
Farquaad, you mean Facebook?
I was going to say, so Facebook's not Facebook, it's Farquaad?
Does that make Zuckerberg the real life Farquaad, not Michael Eisner?
Maybe.
Like there is some similarities there. Like more like the awkwardness. I don't think Zuckerberg's got the confidence that Farquaad's had though.
I'm not gonna lie. I know it's probably all because of Fincher, and I mean, I'll take a bit of it to Eisenberg, but Social Network was a great movie.
Yes.
Much better than Had Any Business Being.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to Eisenberg?
He went crazy.
Is that what happened to him?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Like, man, I was really looking forward to his iteration of Lex Luthor.
Well, maybe that's why you went crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, oh, I could have been one of the greatest villains of all time. And then no. Oh, when we do our villains list, by the way, like, can it be like it's got to be like a specific iteration in a movie, right?
No,
No?
because like,
So I gotta do like Lex Luthor?
yeah.
And like guess Lex Luthor, not like Gene
'Cause
Hackman,
needless
Kevin
to
Spacey.
say,
because
I have the Joker in mind, and
but see, I'm very.
there are
torn.
3 Jokers that I would say
Mhm.
were great. So, and 2 that were good. So,
See, and I only agree in that sense that there was 3 Jokers that were good or great, one that was good, and there was one that just should not have been there.
I
See, you
liked
got- you-
Jared Leto,
I like Jared Leto.
but Joaquin Phoenix, on the other hand,
See, that's the one that I think should not have been.
okay, fair,
I'm a Cesar Romero fan.
nice. Shave your mustache? No, okay.
Like you could see it over the white
Yeah.
face. Like, wow. I honestly, that made it creepier. It really did. And plus, TVs were shit back in that day, right? Like
I mean,
that was long
that
before
was
high definition.
66, man. Leafs hadn't even won their last Stanley Cup at that point.
Wow.
It was a year later, but that's not the point.
Wait, I heard the Leafs never won a game on
Color TV.
on a color TV, but Batman was in color.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering too. I was thinking that just at the same time. So,
What gets me too is the fairy. So, her magic does remind you of Tinkerbell.
well,
Well,
fairy
that's
dust.
how the donkey flies.
Yeah,
Yeah, so why the hell wasn't everybody flying when she shot out fairy dust?
But that's just what you do when a magic spell gets broken.
you fly.
You shoot out pixie dust.
There's pixie dust. Have you watch a Disney movie? It's in there.
It's usually not pixie dust that they shoot out.
Well, it's some sort of magical dust.
I mean, there are kids afterwards, so there are other things getting shot out.
Look, the carrot is an onion.
Ha
Because of layers.
ha.
This movie has layers.
Oh.
And a Smash
yet-
Mouth soundtrack.
So, makes you question.
Love you,
too,
Steve
the
Harwell.
start-
Miss ya.
The start to the second movie. They're coming back from their honeymoon. Is Donkey that desperate to get away from Dragon? And when the hell did they get married?
Well, she did catch the
Yes,
bouquet, so
but they're already having. She's pregnant at that point already.
Donkey doesn't mess around, okay? Donkey's a player. He just goes hardcore
they're-
right into
apparently a dragon's gestation period is only at like a month.
Okay.
I mean, she's got the room.
the... You would think with the larger size it would take longer.
She's a dragon, so she also lays eggs, and Donkey did not see eggs.
I'm glad that Donkey finally gets his like song at the end of the show because like he's working hard to get like that Disney song in the middle of the show, and it just didn't happen for him.
And all of a sudden, he's wearing sunglasses.
Did you ever watch the? I think it was just in the special features, the American Idol scene.
Yeah, I seen the American Idol one.
Yeah, was
Wasn't
pretty
that
funny.
at the end of number 2?
Was it? I can't remember. I just remember it was really funny.
I'm
So
pretty sure
It
was
might
at
have been number 2.
Because
I-
this one they do like the karaoke thing and
Yeah,
Mark singing in
this the special scene is karaoke in this one, and the
Yeah.
American Idol.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Amazing movie though, right?
It's so
Let-
much fun.
Way better than it's got any business being. Like the animation's rubbish though. Can we agree on that?
Is it though?
It's all computer.
Like it's rubbish for it's rubbish by today's standards, right? Like CGI's gotten so amazing right now. But like
yeah, but it's meant to be a cartoon, not
oh
not realistic.
I do have to say that I'm really happy that Gingy has a bigger role in number 2 than he did in this one.
man, the scene when he's on the shoulder of the giant gingerbread. Oh my god, are we going to have to do number 2 now, guys?
Yes.
We were totally going to this was a request. Eh? You
Oh,
might
yeah.
not have known that, Laura. Our nifty loyal listener. Did we have an N for Nicole?
Well, Nicole and Andrew asked for it too.
Oh,
So-
they both asked
yeah.
for it, eh?
And he wants us to do the B movie, and I told him I don't want to.
We got the karaoke special feature on right now, and now this explains a lot. Donkey singing, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. Who's got a bigger butt than a giant dragon? Oh my god. Oh. So, final thoughts, guys?
Honestly, with all of the innuendos, making it not so kid-friendly, even though it is, still one of my favorite cartoons. Especially for being an adult, this is one of my favorite cartoons.
I mean, I could call this my second favorite cartoon.
What's your first favorite?
Greatest animated movie of all time, Toy Story 3.
See, I have to disagree.
It's hard to, though, because that is a really good movie.
Good, yes.
Like the scare at the end there where it looks like the toys
the heart, the emotion, the everything, like that made that. And I mean, obviously the actual animation, but that's like the least of my things. So,
well, the animation was so good at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Like you watch the first Toy Story and the animation's rubbish. Kind of like what I said with this, where like the animation's a little bit rubbish.
Okay,
it's not bad.
I'll give Toy Story 3 that for the animation. I did not like the way it ended.
No,
why?
Because Woody shouldn't be a lost toy.
No, you're thinking of 4.
Am I thinking of 4?
Yeah, he's a lost toy in 4.
I was going to say in 3 is when Andy gave him to the girl.
Yeah, you're thinking of... You're thinking of the one with Duke Kaboom in it.
Yeah.
The greatest Canadian daredevil of all time.
Yeah, Duke Kaboom. I'm thinking of number 4. Still didn't like number 3 that much, though.
Oh, with Lotso?
Yeah.
Lotso was a great villain, and like...
great villain, but yeah, I don't know. That one was not one of my favorites.
I didn't like the dissect Machina that much, like with the aliens coming in with the claw. Like it was a nice throwback to the first one, but like, I guess
the claw saved their lives. Now the claw saved their lives.
Dissect Machinas are like, I get why sometimes a movie's got a movie, right? But I'm giving this. I want to give it a 4 Indiana Jones movie out of 4, but it's not quite there. It's like halfway between Raiders and Last Crusade. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 Indiana Jones movies.
I still don't understand his rating system.
Nobody will.
Okay.
I'd love to see one day that, when we finally make it big, so 20 years, and somebody's sitting there and their hands are crossed and they're like, yeah, man. Yeah.
Right.
And we'll still be like not knowing what happened. So.
I've been thinking about making it out of 5 and including Dial of Destiny in there. Like,
so you can make it a 1 out of 5 instead of a.
Well, like Crystal Skull's clearly like a 1.
Yeah.
Right. You can't really get much worse than that. But the problem is that they go up too quick from there. Like, Temple of Doom is pretty damn good. Raiders is amazing. And, like, Last Crusade's damn near a perfect movie.
So
that's why I need to get Dial of Destiny in there to, like...
So Dial of Destiny would be a 2?
Yeah, Dial of Destiny would be 2.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was... I think that movie's going to be less good on a second watch.
Yeah, no, I watched it twice.
Did you watch it twice?
Yeah, because I watched it by myself the first time. Or did I go with you the first time?
I thought... No, you did watch it by yourself because I went with Nick.
Okay. And then the second time I watched it with Lisa. But, yeah, so back to this. I would say it's a solid 4 out of 5 for me, so...
Yeah, it's definitely... Like I think it almost deserves better than a 4 out of 5, don't you think?
Almost. I mean, yeah.
Based on the age, I'd have to agree with Corey. It's 4 out of 5.
If it is my favorite romantic comedy movie of all time. I fucking love the fact that she stayed ugly. You have no idea how much I love that. Because especially when this came out, that did not happen.
See, and I'm not a rom-com person, but it's a cartoon, so I can classify this one as a rom-com and be okay with that.
Even if you want to classify it as a fairy tale, like you classify it as a rom-com or a fairy tale, whatever, but like that didn't happen in the like Little Mermaid. She got to be a hot ass redhead who got her voice back.
And again, in the original, that's not how it works.
But doesn't she die in the
original? She dies. The Little
Yeah.
Mermaid dies. Just like Sleeping Beauty, she never wakes up.
And they're like, Prince Charming, literal Prince Charming comes to get her in Sleeping Beauty.
Right. And Snow White.
No.
Snow
Prince
White.
Charming wasn't
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince Charming was Sleeping Beauty.
I always got this screwed up. Lisa always puts me in her place for that.
But even Snow White, the evil queen wasn't her stepmother. It was her actual mother.
Oh my god. You know what? Normally I'm correcting you on these. You're right. Prince Charming was Snow White. What was the name of the prince in Sleeping Beauty?
Oh, that's
Philip? No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Prince Philip.
Yeah. Yeah, Prince Charming was Snow White.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, but even then, yeah, no, it's Snow White. It's not the evil queen is not her stepmother. That is her mother. And Cinderella.
And did she kill her father?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in Cinderella, the stepsisters cut off portions of their feet to get them to fit into the slippers.
Yep, I knew that.
Hardcore.
Disney took them all and fucked it all up. Just like in Peter Pan, he was not an 11-year-old boy. He was 2.
He was 2?
He was 2.
Damn it, James Barry, what's wrong with you?
But why did they love making Peter Pan female leads when they do play adaptations? Is there like a logic behind that?
It's the flexibility.
It seems like whenever there's a live action Peter Pan, like the play live action anyway, it's always a female lead. I always wondered that as a kid. Like
A lot of it has to do with the flexibility and the ability to wear the harness without it causing any issues.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
We need to do Hook sometime.
Hook was a phenomenal movie.
It's totally in the wheelhouse. Like it's an 80s movie without being made in the 80s, right? Like it's totally an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Even though it was 91.
Early 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for Hook.
What's next week?
I think we're doing
23rd's next week.
You guys are not allowed to do Hook while I'm not here.
I think we're doing Shrek 2 next week.
Okay.
You guys can do Shrek 2. I will text you my comments.
The intention was never to do Shrek 2, but like
you gotta do Shrek 2. It's got the giant Gingy.
it does have the giant Gingy. Man, 2 cartoons in a row. Weird. Our fans are gonna be livid.
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to do Hook. Oh, I know. That's a perfect time for you to do Star Wars.
We don't want to do... We're not doing Star Wars.
That's a can of worms is what that is.
Well, we got to sign off here, folks. Smash the like button. Is that what they say in the YouTube world? There's no like button on Spotify, is there?
I don't know, but there's a follow. So follow us, and you'll get notifications every time a new one comes out, which is generally every Sunday or Monday anyway.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah, there you go.
Are any of those for
sure,
Spotify?
that sounds good. Yeah. Join
us next week at the same bat time with the same bat channel.
I was just about to say that because I said that to you on Wednesday.
Anyway, you know the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram. That's probably the farthest we're gonna go. So
we're not gonna get into like the Rumble.
I actually was asked if we would ever go on TikTok, and I said no.
Oh, you know what? I could do TikTok.
No.
Oh,
only
it would be clips. It'd have to be clips. But we gotta get going here, guys.
All right. Have a good one, everybody.
Reminder: I'm not here next week, so same bad time, same bad channel for these two.
You got to say it.
I did.
See ya.
Is that it?